for joining us for our Word of the Day. This morning, as we're continuing through the Bible, we're going to begin looking at the book of Amos. Amos is one of the Old Testament minor prophets. Now, these books of the Old Testament are called the minor prophets, not because they're unimportant or irrelevant, but because they're so short. And Amos was a prophet to the northern kingdom of Israel during the reign of Jeroboam II. Jeroboam II was kind of a mixed bag for a king. He was very successful as a king. He led Israel through a lot of military victories. He increased their borders a lot. He gathered a lot of wealth. And so as a king, he was considered a good king. But as a leader to lead people to God, he was terrible. He was considered by the prophets to be one of the worst kings ever. He allowed Baal worship to run rampant in the northern kingdom. He was very apathetic towards obeying God because of his success. And so Amos is led by God to go to the capital of Israel and preach against Jeroboam II and against the nation of Israel. And look what he says in verse 4 of chapter 5. For thus saith the Lord unto the house of Israel, seek me, and you shall live. That's a pretty straightforward command that God gives us. God says, look, you want your life to have meaning. You want your life to be successful. Because that word live there, it doesn't mean just survive. It doesn't mean just to be alive. It means to have purpose, to have meaning to your life. God says, you want that for your life, then seek God. And that command, it's not just for the people in Amos's day. It's not just for those under the rule of Jeroboam II. It's for every single child of God. God says, your number one command is to seek God. And that's seen throughout the Bible. I mean, Jesus, in the New Testament, he's asked by one of the religious leaders trying to trip him up, says, what is the most important commandment? And he says, love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. You know what that can be roughly broken down to? Seek God. Walk with God. Obey God. That command is still in effect for us today. So here's my challenge to you today as a child of God. Seek the Lord. Seek God through His Word. Seek God through prayer. Seek God through worship with other believers. Seek the Lord and live. Thanks so much for joining us for our Word of the Day. Be sure to be right back here tomorrow as we continue through the Scriptures. Have a blessed day.